Hello to the good folks at 14 Dada Sai Phalke Film Festival 2024. This is Ashish Jaswal, filmmaker of Bubbles.
How did you come up with the film idea for the film? What was your drive behind making this film?
How did I come up with the idea of the film? I feel like it was more of a journey. Like, I had this raw idea bit that it isn't even remotely close to what the film has turned out to be. So I don't really have a definitive idea as to how the idea happened. It just sort of I surrender myself to the journey of filmmaking, and I let every innovation breathe, and that's how Bubbles happened. Yeah.
On the line, what roadblocks did you face like when you were starting out?
Dude, everything was a roadblock. Like, there were no simple answers. I was trying out this thing for the first time ever, making an entire film solo. So I didn't have a script, I didn't have a story, I didn't have a concept, I didn't have anything. And yeah, everything sort of was a roadblock until it got figured out one step at a time.
Tell us about managing the human and financial resources of this film production.
See, since we were on no budget whatsoever, like, this is a student film, it's my graduation project film. So the managing bit was more of, I reached out to people I am friends with, I reached out to people in my community and my family, and everyone was sort of just there to help me through, all of these predicaments. Like, for example, the cast of the film, right? Like, most of the cast is my family, and people my family is friends with, and my close friends. So that's sort of how it all got figured out.
Nice. Tell us about the challenges you faced while shooting this film.
The challenges I faced while shooting this film. Our shooting location, we had it available only for like a week. So it was an extremely tight schedule, okay. And mid shoot, I realized that I had written the entire screenplay like a story and not a screenplay, right? And that's a big no if you're making a film referring to a piece of paper. So these were mainly the challenges, plus like the financial bit, right? Like, every day there were certain finances that we did not have the money to work around. So, like, there was a lot of, asking my mom for a little help, asking some friends for a little help, and like, freelancing, paying them back. It was a whole circle.
How different was what you originally envisioned film being like and how it eventually turned out?
The original film idea was completely different. So the entire film process, right? Since I wrote the screenplay like a story, the shooting bit sort of diluted the idea into something that wasn't as impactful as the story in itself was. So during the editing process, I had to sit down and sort of recalibrate the entire narrative. And there was this moment during the editing process where I had this first draft ready, and since I had already worked a lot on it, I was like, chuck this, this is it, this is the final draft, I'm just gonna go ahead with this. And then this friend of mine, he was like, bro, let's go watch Oppenheimer. So I was like, yeah, fuck yes, let's go watch Oppenheimer. So I went and watched Oppenheimer, and mid film I was like, shit, my film is really trash, like, I need to improve, I need to make this better somehow. So I got back on the editing chair, I deleted I scraped the entire edit, and then I restarted everything. I created original music for the film. I created a whole different timeline that works better with with the core narrative that I had in mind. So yeah.
Tell us about the target audience of your film and USP of your film.
Honestly, when I set out to make the film, I didn't really have any target audience of sorts in mind. I was just, sort of exploring and making something that helps me grow, helps me become a better filmmaker. It was a student project, and that is how I approached it. So I think if I had to assort a target audience, it would be it would be to create awareness around the social issues that are addressed in the film, and around the same, demographic as the film was shot in, because the language becomes, like, the language bit of the film is very core and relatable to the area that the film was shot in, which is Dhanbad. So I think that would be the target audience. Yeah.
What are your promotions and distribution plans for the film?
Currently, I just finished a film and I'm letting my friends watch it, and I am sending it around in festivals. I haven't thought that far, and maybe I should actually give it a real thought.
Why should the audience watch the film? Any message you want to give to the emerging filmmakers?
I mean, honestly, because I made it, like, I put so much work in it, please watch it. But why should they watch it? I mean, I did the sound design and I'm pretty confident about that. The music bit of it, I am pretty confident in the in the narrative structure that I've approached. Like, I've used a lot of my design education in creating this film, and I feel like it gets across. Like, it was a proper graduation project for me. So yeah, that's why. Please watch it. And what message would I like to give to younger filmmakers? I think my message would be that it's okay to not have things figured out. I mean, no one has anything figured out. We're like all lost in this randomness, and let yourself be lost and just like have some sort of goal in mind, and take tangible steps towards it, take small steps towards it, and eventually you'll have yourself a film or anything you want.
Flash your social media links or email on the screen to contact you. There it is. Your message wishes to 14th Dada Saheb Phalke Film Festival 24.
What? I couldn't hear you.
Your message wishes to 14th Dada Saheb Phalke Film Festival 24.
Oh, I am really grateful to be selected, and I am really looking forward to attending the film festival and meeting all of these really cool filmmakers. Like, I am super hyped about it, if you can say. If you can see. Say, see.